Well, actually, let's fix this half a second. I realized I just put Rogue instead of his actual name. There we go. Spotting in the upper right, in the blue, the season 2 GSL champion for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, the captain of 3AB. He is Rogue. And his opponent in the bottom left, in the red for Kaizi Gaming, he is Solar. Now, of course, BeoMulf here, if they win, they have a very real they will take over first place in the entire tournament table with only one play day to go of the group stage. Of course, top 4, I believe it's top 4, make their way on. Actually, let me check that. I'm not totally certain because I think the chart can, yeah, top 3, of course. Sorry, top 3 make it to the playoffs. So this is not it's not semis finals. It's more of a staggered system like what Pro League did, where you have number 2, number 3 play each other, and the winner of that plays number 1. Is kind of that form. I don't know what that format's called, but that's is that ladder playoffs? Anyway, that's what we have here. So realistically, this is potentially a playoffs matchup. This might be a taste of what we got coming on in here if standings stay as they are. Now, of course, there are 2 play days remaining, but it should be noted that BeoMulf and 3AB do play on day number 5, which is, of course, going to be Sunday. What we were missing here is it looks like Kimchi Hwan is done for the season, and they have not gotten enough wins, so Kimchi Hwan guaranteed out of the top 3. Comfy Protoss World, though, they still have a chance if they do well enough tomorrow. And answer your questions, Ice, I don't know what 3AB means. I assume it's some play on their names. But anyway, we're talking about ZVZ here, and that makes me rather excited. Of course, third base on the way here for both Rogue and Solar. Baneling Nest on the way as well, as we're about 25 odd workers. We're almost at that inflection point you look at where, okay, you're at 27 workers. Do we flood some Zerglings? But you also got to remember, this is not North America. This is a bit less aggressive of a server. And that's crazy because Korean ZVZ actually is traditionally rather aggressive, but it's not, it's not quite the meme level that North America is. So we're going to have to see exactly what both players go for. It looks like not a whole lot. A couple of Zerglings on the way here for Rogue, but he's got drones on the way as well. So I don't think this is a hallmark of anything too aggressive. Just kind of a couple defensive links as you would expect to get here, as 6 more links are on the way. Yeah, both players respecting their opponent at this point, realizing that I'm probably not going to break my opponent with link-bane aggression. Not really. As I say that, though, Rogue actually really leaning into this Zergling aggression here off of 28 workers, so never mind. 18 more Zerglings are on the way. Baneling Nest is done, of course, and the goal here is to kill the third base of Solar. That is goal number 1. Look at that little fancy Baneling already morphing out on the map. It's only going to be 1, so it's not going to be... Sometimes you see this overwhelming number of Banelings. You see like 5, 6 Banelings waddling on in, and that's not something you can micro against nearly as well. But there we go. 8 Banelings are now going to morph on in here. Zerglings already finding their way onto this third base, and there are 4 Banelings here. So that's one will go down, and already this is really nice micro here from Rogue, and he will be able to knock down that final. All the Banelings go down. Now there are a couple more on the way, of course. But Banelings, they're just going to roll on into the natural. This is a really cool decision here from Rogue. Now, there are 4 Banelings on the way, or 4 Banelings that still exist. And Rogue, he's taking not the best trade with these Banelings, but the whole point here, he's just zoning out. He's saying, look, I'm going to get the third base. More and more Zerglings on the way because he realizes that he has hit that inflection point, that he is just so powerful. And now, okay, there, the last Banelings will survive. 2 more Banelings do go down, but Rogue, he does not have the lead anymore, but more and more Banelings morphing on in here. Neither player being cheap with their Baneling investment. But Rogue, he will be forced back. Nice defensive move there from Solar. And you got to remember, Rogue has to kill Solar with this. Rogue is down 10 workers with how things have been going. So Zerglings will find the natural, and that may cause some equalizing damage here. But you got to remember, Roaches are on the way. 1 Roach already in the wall. 1 Roach already on the ramp. And Roaches, they fight Zerglings rather well. So sure, 3 workers do go down, but Solar, he is already up 7 workers. That being said, though, does he have the armies to deal with this just yet? It looks like Rogue actually not targeting this third base down. This third base will stay alive. More and more Zerglings are on the way. Rogue, he's not giving up on this, but I think the chance for damage is just about done, as now we have a Zerglings, the Roaches, Queens, and the wall. So, and look at this. Solar, he's now feels comfortable enough to take a more aggressive position on the map here, as the ebb and flow of this game has pushed a little bit more in the flow position, a little bit less in the ebb position. Now, these Banelings will get targeted down before they even finish morphing. And yeah, the Zerglings won't take the best fight, but it's going to be a Roach Bane pressure here from Solar, as he has absolutely taken the fight here. 38 workers to 37. Rogue has been droning up behind this, but you got to remember, his Roach Warren, it's not even well, it's started now, just barely. But yeah, Solar can absolutely get aggressive with this. He's up triple the army supply of his opponent. Now, he does have to be careful about any sort of follow-up, and it looks like he's just going to be content to sit here on this army that he has. Not really go too aggressive with it, as he's going to go on into a lair. More and more drones on the way. As he realizes, I'm in a winning position, I might as well get into a more winning position. But the one thing that Solar does have to be careful about is this patch is still low. So, you know, random Baneling run-bys, random Zergling run-bys actually could possibly knock that base out unless Solar does decide to spend some transfuses on it. But no, the run-by here from Rogue will not be effective. And it looks like just a couple Zerglings will try to find their way on into the map here, because Solar has identified, and rightly so, that Rogue is doing what he can to be as macro as greedy as possible. He wants to get caught back up in that drone count as much as possible. And in doing so, well, he's just going to probably not have a ton of army. But, and now we're at the point where Rogue feels comfortable enough in his worker count that he's going to start building building more and more army here. His +1 is closer to being done than Solar's is, but it's not going to make a difference. There's not really a timing that Rogue can hit where he's going to move out across the map and have +1 where his opponent will not. And you've got to remember, Solar has Roach speed on the way. No Hive even started here for Solar, or for Rogue, and that does telegraph Rogue. He's just going for a big attack off of +1, off of Roach speed. Now, +1 is about 20-25 seconds out for Solar, as we have the spine. We'll reposition a little bit. But Solar is aware of this attack, and he is not down on economy, or he's not down on army supply. He has a spine here. He has some Banelings that are going to be able to buffer the attack. His +2 or +1 is very close to being done. There you go, 14 seconds out. And he is Rogue's going to try to take this fight. Actually, he will get this fight before +1 is done, but now it is done in 3 seconds here. The army supply for Solar, it's higher. A lot of it's in production, of course, but with the spine, with the army supply, with Roach speed, of course, this army from Rogue, it is not long for this world. +1 is there. It's a better army. It's a faster army. Rogue will not be able to escape, and Solar, he's got a 40 supply lead. Rogue, he was looking for an all-kill once again, but he will not get it. Solar is in a wonderful position to take this first game for his team, to put BeoMulf in a fantastic position to take first place in this BG Destruction League Season 1, as now more and more Roaches will on the production tab, streaming on the way into the map here. Yes, yes, Defender's Advantage is a thing, but it's not a 50 supply thing, as GG Solar, he takes game number 1. Wow, I'm far too close to the camera, but that's fine. So we're going to have to see exactly who of 3AB is going to put themselves in for our second game. Of course, 3AB is Rogue Patience Creator. I feel like it's probably Patience. But we're just going to have to see exactly what happens here. Yeah, am I as large as Gabe? Probably not. I'm not as large as Gabe, but, well, who can be as large as that incredible German player? All right, it will be Creator, actually, as I guess they want to save patience for the ace. So, I actually have not seen much of Creator over the last... what? Last while. I mean, he got signed by NV, but that was right around the time the season was ending, so we didn't see a lot from that. And Creator has always been this player who has a lot of potential. I mean, he was very good early on, but really struggled with nerves, it seemed like. And really struggled with getting on into his own head, so we're going to have to see whether he can vanquish those demons as we find our way in. To game number 2, Creator versus Solar. Rock BeoMulf versus 3AB. Let's get into things. And spawning in the upper left in the blue for 3AB and Team NV, he is Creator. And his opponent in the bottom right on a 1-kill streak for Kaiser Gaming and Rock BeoMulf, he is Solar. And actually, does Creator have any map wins in this tournament thus far? No, he lost to Bunny. And Rogue all killed. So Creator 0-1 in the team league thus far. He's going to look to try to establish his position as a Slayer of Zergs, I guess at the very least. As we're going to have to see exactly what happens there. So, Hatch Gas Pool from Solar. Creator just going for a Gate Expand. Nothing weird yet. And we're just going to have to see whether Creator opts to go for this Stargate style that has been so prevalent in the meta, or whether we're going to see him go for something a little bit different. Now, I think in a straight-up game, Solar is probably the favorite player, but you've got to remember, this is a best of 1, and it's a team league, so Creator has probably been preparing for a lot of Zerg, actually, as RAGNAROK is on this team as well, over the course of the last week. And actually, you've got to remember, when these all-kill team leagues, that doesn't mean that players aren't preparing for certain specific matchups. This happened a lot in the GSTL, where you'd see, player X, I don't know, like Lenok, knows he was playing Incredible Miracle that week. And instead of saying, I need to prepare for everyone, I want to all-kill, although Lenok was kind of the ace of FOU at that time, so... or FXO? Anyway, maybe, just maybe, that's not a good example, but anyway, you say, okay, well, we're playing against Incredible Miracle, MVP is absolutely the scary player, and we need to have a sniper for MVP. If/when he goes out. We want to prevent his momentum, we want to prevent him from getting into an all-kill. So, Lenok, you're just going to prepare a sniper build for MVP all week. Even if it is all-kill format, and you want to be able to win more maps than that one, you're going to spend all of your dedication, all of your preparation to killing MVP. So that may be the case here, where Creator has just been practicing to kill Zerg, specifically maybe to kill Solar, on the off chance that Rogue doesn't get what he wants. But also, you kind of don't expect Solar to kill Rogue there. Or expect Solar to kill Rogue, excuse me. So there we go, Void Ray is on the way, of course. This is Stargate into Warp Gate into, yeah, Stargate into Warp Gate, never mind. So not quite the trap build. But it will be a Twilight Council follow-up here, and I do like this. This is a pretty cool move, where Creator is going to try to sell the story that he has gone for this heavy Stargate commitment. He's going to take his 350 third base, but no intention of really doing this. And there are a couple ways he can do this. As actually now there's an Oracle on the way behind this, but there we go. 350 Nexus on the way here. But anyway, we're going to have to see exactly what Creator's going for, because again, a couple ways he can do this. This can be Adept Glaives. This can be Blink. I really don't like Blink. Okay, it will be Adept Glaive. So we're going to see what I've been calling the stats build. I don't know if it's stats that first did it, but it's certainly stats that popularized it, where you go Stargate and then you drop 4 or 5 gateways. You get glaives and you do like a 6, well actually no, he's only going to drop 3. Oh no, he's gonna go up to 5. Yeah, 5 gate glaives. There we go. That makes sense. That's what I was expecting. You go into 5 gate glaives behind things, and you show out on the map with like 15 glaive adepts, and your opponent, you just try to catch him. You try to catch him sleeping. You try to catch him droning up hard because it's a Stargate play, and Stargate means third base. It means greedy Protoss in the early middle game, so you drone hard as well to balance that out, to match that up. And you hope your opponent, maybe even they skip roaches, but that's not going to be the case here whatsoever. And I feel like this stats build is a little bit more volatile now because, well, the play to deal with a lot of these Stargate plays is you walk a bunch of queens and roaches across the map, and adepts are not good against either of those things. 70 queens are on the map. 6 queens going up to 70. Yeah, Solar absolutely getting prepared for this roach queen walk. And yeah, is this as much of a Stargate commitment as it will as a lot of these games? No. So Solar does have to be careful of that. But on the flip side, he's gonna smash this. Well, actually, he's caught droning right now. It's only 7 queens. Now, he's droning more and more and more. And okay, Solar will now catch these adepts coming on in. But does he have the larva? Only 1 larva right now. So we're gonna see some roaches on the way. And the queens are going to try to get into position here, but this is a 66 drone. So you want to hold this off at 50-something drones. Now the queens will try to hold this. The Void Ray not going to get a whole lot done here. And please, oh, did he build a wall? No, he did not. Okay, but now roaches. Actually, is that a full wall? That is a full wall, man. I just didn't see that. Nice hold from Solar. He will lose 6 workers, as I guess there were some adepts on into the third base. Wait, no. Where are there adepts in the natural? Yes, there were adepts on into the natural. Looks like they were warped on in. So 11 workers have gone down, and we're starting to hit that inflection point, that scary point here. That Solar does have to be careful of. His Warp Prism's going to find its way on into the main base. No, never mind. That's an Oracle. That's what was doing damage. Yeah, there's no Spore. There's no Spore in the mineral line. Spore is only there defending the gas, but that's not what the play is here. So 14 workers have gone down. This Oracle has done so much damage. And actually, what a play. What an absolute Chad play there from Creator. And he is actually in a fantastic position in this game. He's going to cancel the 4th base as well. But look at this. Roaches are now going to be able to defend this. And a Spire is just about done. Spire's halfway done here. Please, Solar, put your Spore in the right spot. But now, of course, the Void Ray is going to try to kill this gas stuff. And actually, Creator is looking so damn good in this game. And I think this is the kind of the situation we were talking about, where you have one player who's prepared a sniper build, and he's just going to kill a far better player with it. So now we have this Adept Sentry attack coming on it. Adept Sentry Immortal attack coming on in the third base. Absolutely going to get canceled. Yeah, there's nothing that's going to be able to hold with that. Now, Oracle will die finally, but 5 more workers do go down. And their Adepts have been dropped on into the main base. Meanwhile, we have the Adepts and the Immortals trying to fight in the front. And this is a 10 army supply lead. It's one of those things you always look at when the Protoss is ahead in army supply. It's a lot more. 27, 28 workers have gone down. Solar dropping down 20 workers compared to his opponent. And this is just one of those games. Solar, he has lost too much. More deaths getting warped on in here. Now, it looks like the army at the front is going to get cleaned up. So as long as Solar holds, it's minus 42 workers, he has to get so much done on the exchange. No, never mind. There are so many adepts on the map here. So many. It's 62 army supply worth of adepts. And yeah, they may eventually get cleaned on up, but not before Solar loses every single worker on the map. 3 Phoenix on the way at a time. So the Mutas won't be able to get the equalizing damage. This is game. Solar, he's going to get killed off of 1 kill. I'm going to have to see whether it's going to be Ragnarok or Hurricane. They're going to be brought on in to deal with Creator's Creator. He's just snowballing this to all hell. More and more Phoenix on the way, of course, to deal with the prospective Phoenix play. And Solar, he's going to try to drone up out of this, but he's at 20. He's at 27 workers. These Mutas are going to try to do some equalizing damage, but I would not be surprised if we just see Solar run into the Phoenix and GG. But actually, the Phoenix are flying on way to the other side of the map, and that does mean these Mutas can maybe get a little bit done, as the drones will be the probes will be pulled down out just a little bit. 3 Phoenix at a time. Phoenix are on the way home. These Mutas will not get. They won't get 40 workers. They might get 6. But there we go. GG. Creator. He takes game 2. We got a tied series, folks. No all kill today. Well. No all kill in game number 2. So the question now is which of Creator or which of Ragnarok and Hurricane show up for are brought in for the next player in this series. Probably Ragnarok, I would assume. Yeah, Joe, and he did all kill. Played some awesome games. He killed Special. Special went for a rather kind of fancy build. Joan just killed him. Bunny went for a bit of aggression. Didn't work out. Bunny went for that 3 racks stim timing that Terran players love to do. 7-minute third base. But there were enough charge lots. Joan took the fight. He was totally fine. And then Trap. Well, Trap got punished. I actually kind of forget how that game went. Trap, what did he do? He got punished, and then he had to go. Oh, that's right. It was DT's. DT's killed the natural nexus there for Trap. So then he had to go counterattack, and he went Glaives as his tech path of choice. He was able to kill the third base of Joon, but at the end of the day, it didn't really matter all that much. We got a team kill, actually, as Nightmare will be our player. But didn't all that matter much as a hero DT forced Trap back, and then he died. Because he was on 3 bases, Joan was on 2, and that was that. But without further ado, we got game 3 loaded on up. Let's get into it. Spawning in the upper left, in the blue on a 1 kill streak for 3AB, he is Creator. Oh. And his opponent in the bottom right, also for Team NV, but representing Rock BeoMulf, he is Nightmare. And a PvP on Romanticide. We're going to have to see whether either player wants to go for 1 gate expand. Based off of probe positioning, based off of gate positioning, I don't think that's going to be the case, as this kind of 1 gate expand meta has not really hit Korea quite as strongly as it has hit North America, has hit Europe. But we're just going to have to see there. There we go. Double gas on the way. Yeah, this is just going to be 2 gate expand for both players. And when you're not quite sure what your opponent's going to do, I guess that's fair. When you are worried about your opponent maybe getting a bit more aggressive than you would possibly like, it's a valid strategy, absolutely. Kind of disappointed because I like the weird-ass meta of both players. They get their 1 gate on the low ground, they go to expand. Both players pylon block their opponent's natural. Both players cyber block their opponent's natural. And it just gets rather weird. But that's not going to be the case here, as Nightmare may be telegraphing that he wants to go for a Stargate or something just based off that pylon positioning. But look at this. We're going to have a 3rd pylon go down here on the map. So Nightmare is most likely going to use that, based off that positioning, he's actually going to use it for something with how that probe is posturing. Because that would be an oversupply pylon if he decides to go for it. Actually, no, the probe's just, never mind, just patrolling there. And Creator, though, he's going for a proxy robo in this game. That robo, it's not going to get scouted. It is very far away from the base of Nightmare. But on the flip side, it's far away from the base of Nightmare. It's going to take a little bit longer for Immortals to find their way on to Nightmare's base. But of course, flip side, it's not likely to get scouted. As Creator, oh yeah, he's just looking for proxies, I guess. Now, what does Nightmare want to do in this game? That is the big question. Neither player, okay, yeah, he's just going to go into an expand off this, and then probably Blink Tech if I was to guess. Probably Twilight Tech. I have nothing to back that up outside of just matchup trends, but you know. Oh man, Creator's probe. It's gonna get so close to scouting this, but will be unsuccessful. And yeah, he's gonna see that there is he's not even gonna see that there's no natural because the stalkers are positioned on the high ground, which means this probe goes down. No scouting whatsoever. No scout for you. Now the sentries, though, will be revealed to Creator, and that's going to say, okay, well, it's an expand build. That makes a lot of sense. But now we have the Stalker moving out, or excuse me, the Immortal moving out on the map here. A gate, third gate on the way. And Immortal will be the tech path of choice. Now, I do like this Nightmare. He is going into Robo behind this, so he will have some sort of parity, some sort of tech parity with his opponent. But now, Stalkers and Immortals are already here. And the shield battery actually is going to get targeted down before it can get anything done. Shield batteries, of course, are supposed to be the thing that ended this proxy Immortal shenanigans, but you need shield batteries to actually exist, and they don't. Now, there's a high ground one. And that is something. It does mean that Nightmare will be able to hold the high ground rather powerfully, especially with the sentries that he does have. But with the Warp Prism here, we may see Creator go on in and try to ferry his way on up. Oh, that's just going to be... That's an Artosis Pylon. That is an Artosis Pylon here. Oh, never mind. There's a second pylon. It's all good. I thought that was I thought there was a shield battery going on in there. But the Nexus will certainly go down. That is the first thing we're looking at. Nexus certainly does go down, but I do like this. Look at this. Adepts will shade on into the main or into the mineral line, and that's going to make life a little bit more difficult for our Protoss, for Nightmare here, as he's going to be forced to shuffle between dealing with the front base and dealing with his own mineral line. But now Immortals and Stalkers firing away at this gateway. They're going to try to remove as much production as possible here for Nightmare. And Creator, he's nursing a double army supply lead. Yes, he doesn't have a lot. Or yes, he can't really get up onto the high ground all that easily. And my pleasure, Zeiss. Have fun getting your stuff. Have fun getting whatever you got to get done. Now, Adepts are going to try to find their way on in. But that is also kind of an opening here for Creator to maybe find their way up into the high ground. But now, oh, look at this one base. Never mind, that's Nightmare going for a Robo-Bat. So it looks like we're gonna see Immortal drops come on into the high ground. Is a Warpin going to be committed for this? I don't think so. Yeah, no Warpin. Just as much damage as possible. As the Stalkers they're gonna try to target the Warp Prism down, but Warp Prism only taking shields, no hole. And Nightmare, I really like this. He says, okay, look, it's time for me to take my natural again. I think I've beat you back, but it's going to be Disruptors are going to be the play here for Nightmare. And this is pretty cool because Creator, yeah, he's got some tech. Yeah, he does. It's a powerful army. He's doubled the army supply of his opponent. But none of this army splits well. None of this army actually is able to really respond to Disruptors all that easily. But now, oh, look at this. Creator's going to find his way onto the high ground. All of the sentries are going to get targeted down here. Immortals dropped on the high ground. They're going to be bulldogged on in. And this is a fantastic move here from Creator. One pylon goes down. Gateway goes down as well. Second pylon is going to get depowered. So not a whole lot of production here from Nightmare. He's massively supplied locked. The Disruptor's not even going to go off. It's going to get targeted down here. Creator, he is moments away from taking his second kill in this series, and that is not something that I expected in the slightest here. Yes, I do expect Rogue to all kill, though. Creator taking 2 kills? Yeah, no, Creator, that is a fantastic result for him. GG Creator. He is on a 2-kill streak, 1 game away from taking the series for 3AB. As a reminder to everyone, 3AB wins this matchup. They take sole position of 2nd place. As especially if it's going to be an all-kill, they will be 8-4. Their opponents will be 7-7. So yeah, sole position of 2nd place, especially with the head-to-head. Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because whoever 2nd and 3rd place, both equal. At the end of the day, 2nd, 3rd place, they both play each other in the first round of the playoffs. But now, Ragnarok is going to be our 3rd and final player for. There we go. Is going to be a 3rd and final player for BeoMulf, and he's going to have to get 2 kills from this point. Now, he can absolutely do so. As if he gets past Creator, he will have to play Patience. But it's going to be Lightshade. Creator's already shown an ability to kill Zergs, as he dominated Solar in game number 2. And we're going to have to see whether he can continue that streak. As Ragnarok, Shinny he wants to make sure that that does not happen. So, game number 4. It's all loaded up. Let's get into this. Here we are spawning in the upper left. In the blue, representing Team NV, 2 kills to his name for Team AB. He is Creator. And his opponent in the bottom right in the red for Alpha X. Trying to take his team back here to game number 5. In the red, he is Ragnarok. The end of days has come, and we're going to have to see exactly what he has planned here. And more importantly, we're going to have to see what Creator has planned, because you can guarantee that, especially as Nightmare looked like he was getting closer and closer to losing Solar, and Ragnarok were talking about how Creator played, how they can deal with what Creator is going to do. Because, I mean, that was a pretty cool build. It was a 3-base Adept Immortal Sentry all-in out of Stargate. And yeah, that's something that Stats does, but maybe not quite committed to that extent. So, the question now is exactly what we're going to see here from both players. As nothing weird as of yet. Looks like it's going to be a dead play from Creator, and I never really like that. It feels like it is figured out more often than not, unless you're disguising it in some way. But this 2-gate Adept build is pretty telegraphed. It's pretty figured out. It's rather easy to scout. Now, this could be for Dark Templar or something like that, and I wouldn't hate that as much. We did see Zest throw out a DT drop, Archon drop against, I believe it was Raynor in the Grand Finals. Worked out pretty well for him. But no, Robo on the way. We're going to see Adept Glaives get started rather soon. And, yeah, it's just going to be going on in. The question is whether Creator will be able to get damage done with it, or enough damage done with it. Because it didn't look all that great thus far. Or it worked well for him, I guess, in his first game. But that was a far different Glaive Adept timing. And also, the Glaive's a little bit late. So it looks like Glaive will finish around 440 instead of 430. And that does mean, of course, that Creator, he's not going to hit quite as early of a timing. But also, more importantly, Ragnarok is 100% aware of what's happening here. He sees the Robo in the wall, and that is all that he needs to know. Now, Creator could absolutely do something a little bit weird and add 3 more gates or 2 more gates and go for like a 5-gate, 6-gate Adept Glaive all in. And that may catch his opponent off guard, but as we stand... Oh, yeah, there we go. He's adding more gateways, going up to probably 7 gateways is the place, so 4 more gates are getting warped on in here. So a total of 6 at the moment. I would not be I'd be surprised to see a 5th gate added on in to the production tab. So Roachborn on the way. Zergling's already getting built here. But this is where Creator can shove a little bit of wrench into things. As if he's able to go... And, okay, there we go. The Observer will get... Or excuse me, not the Observer. The Overlord will survive for the time being. But now there's an Observer on the way, so that will get taken down eventually. But anyway, it's going to be 6 total gateways. And 6 Adepts at a time instead of 4. That could absolutely catch Ragnarok off guard. So there we go. We're going to see the warp in coming in now. As though Creator, he won't be able to get the full warp in until these pylons do complete. But anyway, there we go. Now with the Observer out on the map. Overlord does go down, and oh, Ragnarok is supply blocked. Actually, with there's a decent amount of adepts here, but of course, there are 5 queens. 5 queens are a fantastic early defense until the roaches come on out. And I don't see Creator getting a lot of work done with this, but of course, 6 adepts warping in at a time. Maybe, just maybe, there's something he can do here, and he will be able to get on top of some of these roaches rather quickly. Killing off a couple of roaches is nice, of course, and knocking down some of the creep as well. But roaches, adepts, large numbers of adepts versus small number of roaches, sure, they're good. But actually, the adepts, they're just going to shade on into the natural, and there are just not enough Zerglings to deal with this. as of yet, but it's just going to be enough to delay. Zerglings will all get targeted down. Adepts are going to shade on into the main base, but so many of them have died already, and no drones have died. Now 2 drones die here. Only 2 Adepts survive on into the main base, but now we have Adepts into the third base as well. And maybe this is going to be enough. It's 9-10 drones will go down. But I don't... It's got to be 15-20 workers, I think, to make this worthwhile here for Creator. And oh no, Creator, he also lost his Warp Prism. He lost his Warp Prism to the Queens, and that means this pressure is just so delayed. Yeah, 10 workers have died, but Ragnarok, he's going to have such a better army. He's going to have so much more of an army that realistically he's just going to go on in and run across the map as soon as this Adept pressure baits and kill his opponent. But look at this. Dark Shrine is going to be the expansion tech path of choice here for Creator. And, well, he's going to lose his third base. He will absolutely lose his third base. Yes, there are Adepts getting warped on in at home, but they're just not in a position quite yet. And actually, they're just going to lose their lives, as most of them will get surrounded here. Stalkers as well, and Ragnarok looking dominant thus far, though. He will lose 5 more workers, and we're now at -14, which is something. But and now the Adepts, they're going to find their way into the main base, too, as this is actually starting to be problematic for the Zerg player. Because the number we were looking at, we're like 15-20 drones go down. Maybe it's going to be worthwhile. Well, 11 workers go down, so we're going to see 15 workers go down in the follow-up timing. On top of the workers that died already. So now 20 workers going down. And you know what? Suddenly this is okay. Suddenly I'm okay with this. 26 workers died. 28 workers. Actually, it looks like there's some Adepts in the natural. So 28 workers. Yeah, this is snowballing. Never mind. Creator, he's totally fine. 28 Adepts have died, but 41 drones. Now they're going to find the third base. And actually, drones are going to get pulled to just try to kill things, which means they take the aggro, which means 36 drones. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ragnarok, he was looking so good, and Creator, he's just killing him. Have mercy on the poor man. 42. Oh, I'm going to stop talking about numbers because it's terrifying. Now, Ragnarok does have somewhat of a good army. He has 50-odd army supply. But he has to move out across the map at this point. He cannot drone up and get on in the mid game. He has to kill his opponent right now. And even if Creator loses his third base again, I don't really hate it. Now, the Warp Prism is going to shark around a little bit. So the Warp Prism will not be there to help with the defense, but we're going to have some Ravagers get warped on in. And to be totally honest, Zerg only has a 17 army supply lead, and there are shield batteries. There is a wall. The Zerglings are starting to get taken out here, and now with the DT, he's going to find its way on in. Yeah. Oh, do we have a layer? Yeah, we have a layer. So that is something. This DT's not going to get a whole lot done. But now we have Adepts that are trying to kill off as many spores as possible. And Ragnarok, he just wants to kill his opponent. Now, Creator does not want to lose his production, but he still has 4 gates sitting behind this. So it's not the end of the world if that happens, as once again, Adepts will find their way on in. Creator with the all kill. My goodness, Creator, what a mensch.